What is up, everyone? It is Monday night. We are live and alive, and it's time for another Monday night open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Richie Marrufo. That is the sound of my echo, my voice. So if you were listening very close, you may have heard it. But we are tuned in for another open mic where we welcome poets, writers, songwriters, musicians from El Paso, Texas, and all over the world to join us and share a little bit of their craft, whether it be something new, something borrowed, or something blue. Sorry, I stole that from Lee. I couldn't help it. As soon as I got into rhythm, I started getting into it. Anyway, like I said, we are based out of El Paso, Texas, but thanks to the magic of the internet, we are connecting with people from all over the nation, and oftentimes it does get international as well. So we do want to thank you for tuning in. If you're already listening, if you're here and listening to us live, you're a real one. First of all, thank you so much for being there, ready, waiting for us. First of all, this show is a platform for all these artists, all these writers to share their stuff. So if you are seeing someone for the first time, hearing them for the first time, please, something that you can do to support them is just follow them, follow their links. If you're really inspired and you really love what you hear, you can purchase their book or CD, stream their music on Spotify, or just kind of follow them on social media and keep up with their journey. And because it's always great to see people grow. In the past 2 years we've been doing this show, we've seen a lot of growing, from setups to styles to new collaborations and, of course, new opportunities. So that's the coolest thing. My name is Rich. Again, I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but I'm the MC. If you are here from EPCC and you want the EPCC QR code, you're gonna have to message me. You're gonna have to email me. You can find me here, Deadwall Reveries on Instagram. And if you go there, you can actually, I'll post my link tree a couple times. You can also send me an email. But what I want you guys to do is, if you're listening, let us know. Type hello. Let us know you're in here with the live chat. Just, your name, where you're listening in from, and more importantly, like, what lines do you love? People are going to be here sharing their soul, pouring their hearts out, maybe teaching you new things, like just anything that sticks with you. Let us know in the chat. So without further ado, we're going to go and kick things off. We have a pretty nice list. If you do feel like, if you're inspired and you feel like you want to share something, we might have a little bit of room left. There's always going to be a link to subscribe in the description. That is, of course, while we're live. If you try and sign up after the show, it's going to be kind of hard to join, right? But we are here every Monday, so you can also follow us on social media if you ever want to join us for a future Monday. So with that said, let's go ahead and kick things off. We are going to start things off here in El Paso, Texas, where we have Robin Schofield in the house. Now, Robin, of course, we like to call, she is the poet laureate of Tumbleweed. She's got a new collection of work on the way that we're all excited about, and a bunch of work that's already been published and distributed all around the world. What a great way to start off the show. Welcome back, Robin. Go and take it away.
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Is it okay if I read a long one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's going to take me 7 minutes, I think. It's about coming back from England. So I called it Spinoza Sits in the Exit Row. When the flight attendant asked, "Are you willing and able to help your fellow passengers in case of emergency?" I say yes, with an air of confidence I don't feel, wondering whether I could really pull the red handle and lift the door as the diagram signals. Then I wonder if I can resist the power in my hands right by the freezing window over the wing, wishing I were writing this poem and hadn't left the pens overhead. So I study the safety card. Chances are I won't need the flotation device over the landscape from Denver to El Paso. Am I willing and able? Do I think myself exempt from exit? At this altitude, I can't tell axle from axiom, proposition from proof. How can I tell what emerges? How will I rise to the occasion except by sensory experience? As the Rockies emerge below us, Patches of snow shine on their rugged crowns in mid-morning light of solstice, a holy day. I declare myself a pantheist, a la Coleridge, his camp. The plains below the Rockies unfold like a textbook succession of geometric circles of green arcs. I missed my connection last night. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a witness to these mountains in space. Once I finally found the magic shuttle pad to the Quality Inn to spend this extra night, there were spiral patterns in the carpet, pictures of spiral staircases, none I had to climb. My mind whirled as at the British Museum with Carla, seeing spirals on standing stones at the Stonehenge exhibit. Spinoza considered imagination the lowest form of knowledge. He thought it confused and fragmentary. What Coleridge called fancy, akin to Emerson's whim. For Spinoza, intuition is the highest form of knowledge, eclipsing second place reason as self-evident truth, immediate apprehension. I favor the Stoics too, those pantheistic monists and the devil-may-care romantics. My hat off to the young Wordsworth, refiguring poetry. And what are all these spirals but proof of imagination, from the Bronze Age Nebra sky disk to Blake's Albion, building Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land? His individual revelations roll out before his eyes. He writes the visions down and paints them as from a scroll. What emerged for me last night, glowing like an emergency, was El Mesteño, the blue Mustang, known to Denverites as Blucifer. The murder Mustang has neon ojos rojos, an homage to the sign maker father. With his blue fiberglass body, he killed his creator, Luis Jimenez, when his head fell on his leg, severing his femoral artery. He was alone and unable to move. Art has impacts. It is an emergency. I saw El Mesteño by daylight as well, all 9,000 pounds of him rearing up 32 feet as I was in the back of the magic shuttle to the airport, and I tell the shuddering story of the murder. I forget I am a disembodied voice. I want to spread the love story of this sculpture, even as its self-existent substance killed its maker. And what is the story of the Nebra sky disk? Who the maker so magnificent that he took a star map to the grave, along with his chisel, 2 swords, 2 axes, and 2 spiral engraved bracelets? Unburied in Saxony in 1999 by 2 grave robbers, it bounced around on the black market until it was rescued by a recent stargazer and artifact expert. Gold circle for the sun, and gold sliver for a crescent moon, gold dots for the 7 sisters, then Andromeda, Cassiopeia, Sirius, gold arcs for the 2 solstices, the barges of the sun, 3,600 years old from the Bronze Age, the background of bronze corroded to green. Who killed the one buried with it? Art or love, or maybe the rotation of the earth, his days expired. After tripping on the spiral staircase in my room at Earl's Court, after the Stonehenge exhibit, including Newgrange, where 40 years ago, I touched the spiral below the channel of light for the sun on the longest day. I was awake at 3:17 a.m. when it happened in 2022 in Denver, though I came from 2 weeks in a land of longer days and narrow English country lanes, alarming right turns from the back of the van where Carla and I ride, wrong exits on traffic circles, going around in circles, overgrown hedges fence us in, and the CPS doesn't come through, and my British phone won't go roaming, though here we are roving over hill and dale on the moors. Christina, our native Sussex driver, finding the way with the aid of Sheila's iPhone, which has a signal. Exmoor ponies, skittish and feral, not skeletal by any measure, ruminate on the prickly furs. A herd of red deer connects us to their ancestor in the British Museum from 9000 BCE. A red deer skull in a shaman's headdress, buried upright with her 6-month-old baby, her neck diseased. We started counting aloud the exits on the roundabouts for Christina, merging to avoid the emergencies. Poetry emerged among us in melodious plots of beechen green, Keats sounding like a fountain in the mossy pond, Casey spouting Shakespeare, and Christina bursting into song like the blackbird, while Carl philosophizes among the ancient ferns. Carquistia. Liskin the Fearless leading us to word banks and language poetry. Foxglove or digitalis grows everywhere. Individual revelations at hand. I respect Spinoza, but beg to differ. Immanence is real as God reveals the self in nature. There is no separation or division. We were unmasked with each other and we hugged. Thus, the virus emerged among us, but not in me, though my vaccinated arm ached, which could have been the right signal. Am I willing and able? I reject duality. We're all one in this silver sky tube at 40,000 feet. Soon I will see the mountains of home, the lighted star on the slopes, and the equestrian, largest horse statue in the world, representing the 12 travelers, originally Juan de Oñate, a Mexican butcher who toured through Paso del Norte and declared Thanksgiving by the raging Rio Bravo. John Hauser died before he finished the series. His days expired from old age, but not before the controversy that killed his project. Art as violence to history, to narrative, to nature, which according to Spinoza is God, and in mind and body, spirit and matter is no division. My extension is the finite but holy footprint of God in matter, nature's bounty. Thus, the importance of the European robin at the cafe on the moors where we had tea, and the American robin at the Denver airport when I finally reached gate 92. Yes, I am willing to pull the red emergency handle as my right hand keeps writing in spirals out of the great imagination, the great I am. Woo!
Nice.
That was the tale of my coming back from England.
It's a great
Thank
tale.
you all for listening to that big spiel.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Robin. Anything else like right now you'd like to promote or share for our listeners?
Oh, come to Tumble Words. I wrote part of that on the airplane, part of it on the Tumble Words. So do come to Tumble Words and pick up some confront the blank page, as we say. We're all equal before the blank page. And Tumble Words is on Saturdays, 1 to 3 Mountain Time.
All right, awesome. Yes, that's great. And if you guys are if you're looking, I don't know, it's been doing that lately too, where we leave the spotlight and it leaves everyone. So just don't be caught off guard, okay? If you're on screen, if you're eating or anything. I know a lot of people sometimes turn their video off if they're eating. But anyway, thank you, Robin. Yeah, check out Tumble Words. And I do want to mention this because we do have students. First of all, please, go write any kind of creative writing you can do. Now, a couple maybe warnings, kind of like Tumble Words. One of the things is that the point is that you are going to write and you're going to share what you wrote. And, that's it. Also, you don't want to bring in any work from outside or that you've already done. It's all like writing on the spot and sharing that. And I only mention that because I just remember in the past when we had physical tumbleboards project meetings, sessions. I don't know why I got stuck up on that, but I've invited students before, and they've panicked when they realized that they had to write and share what they wrote. But that's just a little hurdle to get over if
Still
you're
happens.
uncomfortable with that kind of thing. You'll see that it's very, very open, and just some things to keep in mind. But yes, always a great workshop led. Check out Tumbleboards Project on Facebook to be kept up to date with the schedule. There's some great things as always. Great presenters coming up. All right, yes. So thank you again if you are tuning in. Once again, let us know that you're here by typing hello in the live chat. Let us know your name, where you're listening from, and again, if there's any lines that stick out to you, and if you are here for EPCC, just stick around for a little bit and then I'll give you directions on how to get that QR code. But for now, we're going to go ahead and continue with our open mic. And Robin's poem was perfect because we're going to go ahead and travel back to Denver and visit Lucifer. Well, maybe, but we're going to go to Denver and visit Michael Sindler, who always rocks the mic. What's up, Mike? Welcome back.
Okay. Hey, sorry, I guess Vale's going to wait a little while. Well, we're getting ready to hit the equinox, so thought I'd do a couple things that sort of work their way into fall. And this first one's called Wax and Wane. I find an increased urgency in each minute discovery, absorbing the fragile beauty left alive as autumn waxes. To memorize, I am inclined each splash of color that I find, blooms and blossoms on still green vines, each golden leaf that clings to branch. I stop each time I see a rose and bend the stem and thus expose its precious essence to my nose, intoxication soon to fade. I'm not the type to quote from hymns inspired more by truth that stems as days grow short and color dims. Those seasons turn, grace never wanes. And I'll do one more sort of short one, a little bit more ominous. It's called It's Fall. First fragile leaf falls is scarcely noticed until other feeble, parched brown skins flutter to cold earth, are swept away or interned, captured casualties. Tree stands stripped of all color, denuded, helpless. And so when the axeman strikes, its fall is little noticed. And I will go ahead and just keep it short and put on the hat. And I should have a different hat because some of y'all may be aware of what today is. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day. And so rather than actually talk like a pirate, I'll just read a nice pirate poem, a lyric, as usual, by the great Robert Hunter, called Rum Runners. Here is a taste of the great Rum Runners, ships that sailed the Velvet Harbor, crews that broke the jugs and poured your blood like flowing rum upon the sand, sinking down, down, down upon the sea, upon the sand, upon the hills of liquid green. They rise to fall, they rise again, their dreams, tattered sails in the wind. Here is a wail of a lone flute playing, those not hanged by time were slain. Here is a cup of blood and tears. Here is the wail of 100 years. Going down, down, down upon the sand, upon the sea, upon the hills of liquid green. They rise to fall, they rise again. Their dreams, tattered sails in the wind. Overnight they turned to water, no blood rang when they went to slaughter. Tears were few, though sighs were heavy. Bones were stacked in the main library. Turning down, 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 till their dreams are touching ground. Rising up like gentle rain, they turn to rise and fall again. Running round and changing faces, marking time and keeping paces, ducking down a while to die. Their faces melt to barren sky. After all the trial and fury, they spared the judge and hanged the jury. No one asked the reason why. Sentence passed, they turn to die. Turning down, 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 till their dreams are touching ground. Rising up like gentle rain, they turn to rise and fall again. Their dreams, tattered sails in the wind. Here is fire and bloody slaughter written on the leaves of water. Here's a ship with all hands singing. Here's a dock with dark men swinging down, 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 upon the sand, upon the sea. Upon the hills of liquid green, they rise to fall, they rise again. Their dreams, tattered sails in the wind. And against my own better judgment, I'm going to sing the next one, even though, be warned, I cannot hit the low note at the bottom of each thing. Just be warned. This is another one from the same Robert Hunter album called Boys in the Barroom. Does God look down on the boys in the barroom, mainly forsaken but surely not judged? Jacks, kings, and aces, their faces and wine. Do, Lord, deliver our kind from singing for whiskey, 3 strings on a fiddle, 4 on the guitar, and a song that I love. Many's the night we spend picking and singing in hopes it be pleasing both here and above. Jack, string fiddle to my sawtooth bow. Who loves loneliness loves it alone. I love the dim lights like some love the dew. The only thing I wonder sometimes is, does God look down on the boys in the barroom, mainly forsaken but surely not judged? Jacks, kings, and aces, their faces in wine. Do, Lord, deliver our kind. Okay, thank you very much.
Hey man, that was great. Awesome. Yo, everyone make some noise from Mike Sindler. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I know, you forgot your little note there to start off. Who are we repping?
Yes, indeed. I do. All you people out there on YouTube, and just want to say lighthousewriters.org is a wonderful organization and a wonderful resource. Just go ahead and check it out, and you'll find all kinds of classes and workshops and free events and wonderful, wonderful things. So thanks for reminding me, Richie.
Of course, and it's true. We got some new people tuning in, so definitely have to promote the any kind of organization or scene that promotes the literary arts or gives people opportunities to work on their craft. There are definitely plenty of them. So for those of you who are, and we're all students, right? In our own way, we're always learning. We should be, right? That's the healthy attitude to take, right? But yeah, there's plenty of workshops and opportunities to work on sharpening your craft and just working on new content, and new communities. So we'd love for you guys to join us. If you ever do want us to perform, you can just follow us, Barbed Wire Open Mic. And again, just by watching this show, you're going to learn a lot of other groups that you can also take part in, and just, maybe you'll find you enjoy this kind of thing. If you do want to share anything, we do have a link in the description for the sign up. So there's still a little bit of room, so if you're thinking about it, don't think too long, but you might still have a chance to sign up tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going. I didn't realize it was Talk Like a Pirate Day. Interesting. I guess I'll only mention my favorite joke on that. What is a pirate's favorite letter?
Arr!
Nay, it'd be the C. Being that right? Nay, it'd be the C. Haha, get it? All right. It's a turnaround.
I
All
was
right.
doing the straight man part.
Okay, so we're gonna go and keep on going, beautiful people. We are gonna go ahead and visit one of our friends on the West Coast, and she's gonna share some poetry. We got Finn Bell in the house, who does some amazing work as well, hosts several events. So definitely we'll get to hear about that. But for now, let's go and welcome Finn Bell back to the BWOMS stage. What is going on? Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going well. How are you?
I am excellent, thanks.
Great. So I'm going to share just two pieces, and there seems to be this theme, unintentional theme of water. So I'm just going to go with it. So this one is called March Rain. Yeah. In rain puddles 2 days old, new life is teeming. Body crouches in the bulrush. Energy follows line of splayed metatarsal to femur, activates the economy of wiggle in hip to tail, and pounces into mysteries, into renewal in astonishment of mud-coated child of heart's wish. Soil, umbilicus, tender shoot, young life thrives in the sun until the first leaf falls. Okay. So there was a trailer that came out, I think this past week or this past weekend, from Disney, of their newest release that just caused such a ruckus, but also caused immense joy to little girls and little boys who felt really represented, and it was just a beautiful thing, and I cried when I saw it. So this had my mind very much on that. It kind of pays respect to it, but doesn't, but the myth in general. So I am water. I am seeing everything. I wonder about the moon and tides moving when I rise and fall. I hear the song of kin, vibration, and misery in my ear as I slumber. I see the mountains above head, crystal and destruction looming. I want to be in their company, chant their alien melodies, and dance upon fire knives to their tribal hymn. I am seeing everything. Today, I mystify the lagoons with my movements, mimic the fish swimming, a frenzied pattern in the twin ocean above. I feel the echo in my breast of the bulls emerging, calling out to a mate they do not yet know. I run my fingers over the clinging bubble of coral and call her statuesque, implore the blood-bright algae to let me rename her rose. I fret all my 5 sisters have consumed life and still do not appreciate its mysteries. I covet the knowing that ignites in their eyes. I weep for the lover I pull down to the depth of my being, watch the blue of his life abandon him and mingle in the swirling blue as he becomes only mine. I am seeing everything. I accept that to capture his notice, his fickle God attentions, I offer my beating heart, my oath to cleave my body in half so he may settle, wait between feeble limb, and claim dominion upon land and now sea. I proclaim on bruised lips that love is intact and sacred and mine alone. My sisters tear out their hair, mourning, their shrieks deafening. I have fevered dreams now of weightlessness I can no longer summon. I wave as my father blesses the burning orb, embraces her as they sink to familiarity of their haven each night. Goddess Moon arrives and she departs. I attempt to learn the trickery that keeps my beloved's eyes upon me, the artifice to amuse. He is an explorer in his bones, a conqueror. He collects baubles at every port. Goddess Moon arrives and she departs. I weary of the skin, the stale air shrivels and rejects me, reveals my subterfuge, foreign daughter. I repeat my nightly prayer, fervent, close my eyes now. Tonight the moon descends, my mother's eye shining upon the blade. I smile and plunge her mercy into my tide pool. I am at peace, at long last, as the fish in the twin ocean join in with their brothers below to serenade me with their wailing lament. I am one with the waves rushing and receding. I taste the brine of myself and my kin overwhelm me, fill me to bursting, a constellation breathing upon Neptune as he wraps me in my burial shroud. I am seeing everything. I am whole once more. I am home. Thank you.
Yes, awesome. I love that continuation of the theme perfectly. And thank you for sharing those words in particular about this whole nonsense, people getting crazy about the mermaid stuff. Yo, how can people follow your stuff online? I know you have so many wonderful projects, and let's say people are seeing you for the first time. How can they learn more about the wonderful world of Fincabulary?
It can be found on linktree/Finbal. And upcoming, I have two delicious events. This coming 22nd Thursday is a surreal poetry, storytelling, any kind of art. Just bring your really just fantastical poems, mystical, magical realism poems, just all that stuff to a my open mic on Thursday, which is themed jellyfish. Are falling from the sky, jellyfish falling from the sky, and other strange phenomena. And then the following Thursday is my poetry games poetry workshop. This month's presenter is Michael Sindler. That's going to be on the 29th. And the lovely title of that is 2 Steps Forward, 3 Steps Back. Progress ain't what it used to be. So please do check that one out as well. I'm going to put that all the info in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. I love that. What a clever title. The future ain't what it used to be. Never mind. Who says that? Scroobius Pip. At least that's where I've heard it.
Yogi Berra.
That's right. It ain't over till it over. Yankee legend, that is Yogi Berra. All right. What is up, everyone? I put the link to Finbell's link tree on there. So if you're interested in hearing about those things, you can go ahead and find that on our live chat. All right, we're going to continue and jump. We're going to take the plunge into Pittsburgh and welcome the poet, Vale Larkin, once again to the open mic. It's always a pleasure to introduce Vale and hear their work. So Vale, how are you doing today? Hello, welcome back.
Thanks. Nice to see you. My voice is acting up a little bit, as it does occasionally, but I think I can people still hear me? Cool. Thank you. I'm gonna do 3 poems that are a little bit, the first 2 have some trigger warnings. This first poem touches on the subject of school shootings. It is not 1990. The children are screaming in the park across the road, and I think they are dying because now is not 1990, and there are as many bullets as baseballs thrown at children these days. So the children are screaming in the park, and I think they are dying, and I pray for the sound of whistles, of deep shouts, encouragement and not panic, and for the screams to go on without stopping for hours, exuberant and elated and everlasting as planets, jubilant as youth. So when the children are screaming in the park, I can distinguish their laughter from the background of fear. And This is one I've read before. But Prayers from the Desolation. I have studied the love in the world that contains me. The people and creatures, the air, the stones, trees towering through the millennia. I have found God even in the ashes. But faith is a privilege life sometimes takes away from you. Dawn breaks with singing joy over the horizon. Their eyes open, dull for a brief beat before widening, bright with waking life. He will be home soon. They take a deep breath and push their spirit deeper down. What do I pray for them? To a loving God who will never kill, but who stands back still and silent while the ravenous feed. What is to be done with a living abyss? How should I pray? In the dark, the high cries and gut-crunching thuds. The girl raises her head. There is no light. The cold rough of the concrete feels almost soothing on her cheek. The pain is nothing. The cold is nothing. The men are nothing, and the girl is everything, but she cannot see. What can I pray for her? For a life ending too late and barely begun? Who will save her and succor her broken body? Where is God here? When they come for them, it is all over so fast. The men stand still, and mill, a morass of desperation. The soldiers approach, and the crowd surges subtly toward the gate. The men are trying so hard to be still, to be silent, to be worthy, but the currents through the crowd betray their anxiety. The bullets are hot and numerous. What can I pray for them? In nomine their blood, their bodies, Kyrie eleison, and who will have mercy on us all? Faith is a gift withheld by fate. Faith is a privilege. God sings to those unbroken and goes silent in the face of despair. Gods are a privilege, like anything scarce, and life sometimes takes them away from you. And I'll read just one more that's a little lighter. God is in the current. Sometimes it seems like the preachers, the papers we create are our golden calves after all. We have set them above us to tell us what God wants. Their fixed, unchanging nature gives the illusion of safety. When we use the senses we are given, not above, but within, to see the truths around us, when we remain wide-eyed, we grow. We must release again and again the masks and mirrors of our own construction. We must change. There is no safety on this second path, no security, no home. We wander, shifting our minds a million times until we learn we are not the static cells. We are the fire between them. Not the place, the way. When we open wide our many doors, we will find God even in the whirlwind, in the leap, the free fall, energy everywhere, potential and kinetic. We will never again stand still while our universe wheels and flows. When we find God's face in the current, we will not fail to recognize it, no matter the depth of the water.
Wow. 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 You're like, and now for a lighter one. Vale Larkin, everyone. Do you have anything you'd like to promote? Anything upcoming? Links? Oh, there you go. They're in the chat. But oh, wait, you're muted. Oh, you're muted, Vale. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. Real quick, I will be featuring on October 12th at In 1 Year Untethered, which is Billy Tuggle's Mike out of Chicago. So you can find me on their Zoom.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Vale. Let's go ahead and replace the spotlight there. My mouse is not working. There we go. All right. Yes, man. And we've been doing these for 2 years now, and we have 100+ episodes. And if you're watching right now, you can actually go back and visit all our archived shows. They are there. Vale is in a lot of them and has just produced phenomenal work, along with many of the people who've read today. And it's great to have you guys back. Like I said, this is just a nice space to meet on a Monday of any day of the week and share stuff we've been working on, dusting things off, trying more experimental things, even if it's singing and dancing, because that's, we want to celebrate as well. Okay, so we're going to keep going. And if I pull up the list here, we are going to go to New Jersey. And I saw her get to close out the New Rican online show. I tuned in for a little bit near the end, but she has her collection of poetry out, and I'll let her talk more about it. But let's go and welcome back to the stage Terry Rose Jetson. Hey Terry, what's going on? Happy Monday.
I didn't have one of my books out to read from. I was just going to read something else, but the Chameleon Chronicles, I'm hawking my book, still plugging it away there, trying to figure out the best way to do that. And I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of tutorials lately to try and learn something about marketing and the best way to promote your book and whatnot. I actually didn't know I was going so fastly next. I'm kind of not ready, but
surprise.
Yeah, I'll go off camera and read something because I have a lot of what's in my book on my phone, but you won't be able to see me while I'm reading it. So bear with me a moment. Okay. So I wrote something recently that's kind of like, it's new shit. It's not my book. I can read that first. Let me just make sure it's okay. Nah, I'm not gonna read that.
Yeah, this is the process at work, folks.
I know. I think I might have read this the last time I was here, though. I don't remember. Did I tell you I went to New York to the poetry festival?
Tell us more.
I went to New York
to the poetry festival. I can't believe that.
On Governor's Island last weekend. It was last weekend? I think it was last weekend. Anyways, all my days. All my days blend together. Anyway, when I was reading, I didn't have a microphone, and a lot of the people that were reading did not have a microphone, and we just had to do it like Socrates and Aristotle in the streets there, yelling. So this doesn't have anything to do with that. This is just a poem I wrote about it. And it was raining a lot. So listen to the rhythm of the rain splashing on the steamy, dark streets of the city that doesn't sleep, the city that in every corner has a story I will not begin to tell. Only mine when I'm here and lost in the tunnels with a pickled guide who uses Google or God to find our way through the muddy waters, puddle jumping to the next train squealing to an elongated screech, grinding those brake lines, brakes on the poetry track. Saxophonist busking louder as we approach and fading away in the distance. Subway turnstiles jabbing me in the gut. Once younger, could jump now, faded away, stopped by time. Time to catch the last train home as the full moon illuminates the night sky. And then I have one that's kind of gross. Are you into some gross poetry? This was about the bus ride on the way to the city. Bus rides that last hours should have restrooms that are working. Bus bathrooms should have working windows or come equipped with exhaust fans that blow air outside the bus. There should be a special place in hell reserved for persons that knowingly shit in broken toilets on buses, forcing passengers to breathe the poisonous tear gas inducing emanating from said restroom. I want to be the spirit who welcomes such persons into the hellish non-resting place, which would eternally consist of the never-ending previous scenario, where they are the passenger on said bus from hell, serving poetic justice. Neither one of those are in the book, but they may be in the next book.
There you go. That's the thinking. That is the thinking. And of course, people can find you online how?
Teresa Rose Jetson on Facebook, and I Funny's mom on Instagram, but Instagram is acting weird. I deleted Instagram off my phone because it's been really getting on my nerves. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to get their act together. So you can also, even though I don't frequent it as much, contact me on Twitter under I Not Funnies. And I don't really have anything upcoming right now. It's just a lull, but that's fine because I need a rest. The weekend in New York City was very exhausting.
Yeah, definitely. I got secondhand exhausted just looking at some of you guys doing your hustle. But Terry Rose, Jetson, everyone, as always, thank you so much for making your way on the show and sharing those pieces. I personally love the navigation, the live navigation of your thoughts of what you're gonna read and all that. So it's always fun. Once again, welcome to the live stream. We do this every Monday night. If you want to join, there's plenty of room on the list. We do have a link in the description. This is for YouTube, by the way. So if you're on Zoom, I'm not pointing randomly down. There's a link in the description on YouTube if you're watching. Again, let us know you're here and listening in the chat. And if you are here from EPCC and are here for the QEP program, sit tight. I'm going to let you know a little bit more during the show on how you can get that. But for now, let's enjoy some more poets and performers. And we're going to visit our main man in Maine. In fact, he always adds such a unique touch to the sign-up sheet. I would be remiss if I didn't share it. So yes, he's our main man in Maine, but today he's joining us from an olive oil factory in Tunisia, and his bio just says, eat seaweed. Right on, man. Eat seaweed every day. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Generalissimo Brian Franco. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Well, I'm in mourning because the Queen has passed. I did not know her personally, but I did write about her in a couple of poems. And one poem is published in the British humor journal Spilling Cocoa Over Martin Amis and has been nominated for a Best of the Net. So I'm going to read this. It's called The Queen's Secret Siberian Sisters. Queen Elizabeth of England was recently sold for $75. She was dressed in a conservatively tasteful Savile Row hand-tailored off-white dress, accented by a blue sash, her signature heirloom pearls, and a jeweled crown. I wonder if whoever bought her placed her in the center of a mantle to the left of a set of unnested Russian nesting dolls lined up from small to large at the end of the mantle, and to the right of Aunt Gladys's Pride and Joy collection of ceramic roosters no one wanted, but now is a point of pride in the owner's home. In the middle of the night, when all the tchotchkes come to life a la Night at the Museum, the nesting dolls try to teach Liz how to dance. They humor her every night when she can't get it quite right. Liz doesn't mind when one of her instructor babushkas asks to try on her pearls or crown because they treat her like a normal person, not an overprivileged royal. When they invade the vodka in the liquor cabinet, the sturdy Siberian women are surprised a queen can drink them under the table. Liz's new claim to fame is that she has trained all the roosters to perform tricks as if they were her corgis. The Russian gals tease Liz that one day they'll make soup from the roosters, but then they say, "We never eat because we are hollow, evil-shaped Balsa Wood Street Souvenirs, and you are a Bobby doll. And I have 3 poems from Paul Concaso and Ray Jane's workshop. And the first one is called A Brick is Not Always Just a Brick, tentatively titled it in certain neighborhoods of Mobile, Alabama, where there were homes older than the Civil War, people planting trees and flowers, digging up their yards would find bricks. These bricks had names of their manufacturers imprinted on each one. These bricks were called slave bricks because they were actually made by slaves. They were buried history. People would dig up these bricks and pile them in the backyard, sometimes inside a shed or under a porch. I always wondered why no one ever tried to collect all the slave bricks and build a monument to the slaves who made the bricks and worked the plantations. Maybe the monument could be curved walls that never touch but slightly overlap at the ends, like incomplete broken links of chains that shackled slaves. The wall would be in a public square in the historic Oakley neighborhood, which has an old plantation home, pre- and post-war homes and shotgun shacks where sharecroppers resided. When the plantation disappeared into sharecropped farms that dissipated into land where rich folk built homes with grand porches and magnolia trees, buried in the yards of the new grand homes and the shotgun shacks, which were rented by poor folk, were bricks that told a story most people would like to keep buried. Then I've got 2 more. The first is called Why Only Dogs Can Heal on Demand. Healing is understanding how blood flows. Healing is knowing that wounds close and reopen at will. Healing is being able to see through blindness. Healing is hearing when new noises show up screaming like banshees. Healing is speaking up when someone else tries to gag you with their words. Healing is willing blood from a wound to stop flowing by accepting the scar that will happen. Healing is believing every wound in life is not a wound, but a lesson learned. And finally, this is called I've Fallen and Can't Put Myself Together Again. When my heart breaks, it shatters like a sliding glass door, slowly fracturing into different sized bits, each falling separately inside my body. It's the job of my soul to sweep up errant fragments with a dollar store whisk broom and dustpan, then epoxy shards into a new heart that will be incomplete and need to regenerate particles who never found their way into the dustpan. My new heart will have learned lessons, but have new parts that will make old mistakes that will lead to another heartbreak and another newly epoxied heart, and another heartbreak and another new heart, and so on and so forth, and such is the way of the heart. Thank you. And my next Cafe Journalism will be Monday, October 3rd. I'll put everything in the chat. And gracias, Richie, gracias, Kit, and of course, gracias to Robert for giving us Kit.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. And of course, yeah, any other links you'd like to share in the chat, I'll happily pass along on YouTube. Thank you, Brian. And you were there too, right? Did you have a good time in New York?
Oh, it was totally amazing. I mean, I will say, Terry just tore up the stage on the New Yorican, and we also had had a wonderful karaoke on Saturday night after the open mic, and that was absolutely fantastic and fun. That's the second time I've done a karaoke. The first was when Mark Thompson hosted for Finn.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you know, I never thought that I would ever do karaoke, but now I enjoy it and it's fun and it's all about just having fun.
Absolutely. I'm still trying to get friends to join me for karaoke, and it's that point too, like it's leaving the self and just enjoying the moment. Alcohol helps too.
I've seen karaoke's at bars, and there are people who really sound like the real artist and they want to win karaoke contests, but the people who just sound like crap like I do and are having fun and jumping around and twirling around the stage and just doing whatever they think is putting on a good show, those are the people who put on the best show. So that's the secret to karaoke, are the people who don't sing well.
You know what though? Like, I mean, yeah, it's just about leaving that behind. And also, if you're judging people at karaoke, I don't know what to say about you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's the one thing people hold back. You know, like, oh, people are gonna judge me, but I don't know. Everyone goes through it. Anyway, yo, that was a little bit of a deviation. Sometimes I accidentally turn this into a podcast and we start chatting it up, and it's kind of supposed to be casual that way. There are a lot of other open mics and online venues to check out for sure. And I know we're trying to keep it casual. Anyway, yo, let's keep it going. We are going to come back to El Paso. And next up is also coincidentally next week's guest host. He's rocking his football gear. His son, I believe, is that the correct jersey? All right, let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Kit Wren, Mr. Monday Night. Take it away, man.
All right. What's up, Richie? What's up, everybody? Yes, Patrick Mahomes is my son. I'm very proud of him and all his accomplishments. Let's see. And to continue the conversation just for 1 second, the secret to karaoke is to pick a song where it doesn't matter if you're just screaming, because that's what the song should be anyway. So, like, go out there and sing a Jane's Addiction song. Screech just like Barry Farrell, and then we'll be fine. It's fine. Okay, so 3 of mine and a cover. Picking some old ones, gonna refine it. Like this one I haven't read in a while. It's very funny, but I'm going to stop talking and read it. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Nobody's dead. I was just drunk on eBay again. And I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation. Also willing to sell complete DVD set of Kolchak the Night Stalker. Same kind of deal. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. I got lost in the store. These are obviously too small. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just panicked. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. This gift was not funny, Craig. My entire life, people have made fun of me for my incredibly small feet, and this is the last straw. I remember very clearly the first such instance when a 4th grade PE teacher said I looked like a hippopotamus trying to balance itself on 2 toothpicks. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. What do you mean, why did I write never worn on the tag? Because I had space. Are you going to buy them or not? This is what you do. You just go to garage sales and you call people liars. They're just supposed to put up with it. Oh, yeah? Well, maybe your lady protests too much, trash dick. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Welcome to the new baby shoe store. Our founder, Thurman Barkshat III, started in Tacoma, Washington with a $7,000 loan, a property that used to be a circuit city, and a dream that people could find guaranteed, never worn shoes for their babies and infants at a reasonable price. For sale, Meta short story collection. Too niche. Oh, and speaking of way too niche stories, this one will be published in the forthcoming Barrio Panther Volume 4. The zoning committee has been working around the clock, availing themselves of even the extra 37 minutes. The issue is a silly one, but one with billions of dollars staked on it regardless. Owing to the nature of Mars-reduced gravity, how far away from residential neighborhoods must the proposed stadium, for the expansion franchise Mars City Rovers be built in order to prevent unusual amounts of property damage from flying baseballs. The meetings have been contentious, detail-oriented, inscrutable, and unproductive. At this point in the young history of Mars City, not even a generation on, the pioneer's dream of leaving Earth's problems on Earth seems tragically naive. Like a virus praying earnestly for its next host to be tougher. And one more of mine. This was published in Chismosa Press Volume 2 and tie-in because the co-founder of Chismosa Press, Rachel Cachete, will be the presenter for Tumblewords this Saturday. I am very excited. I like their stuff so much that I forget they're my friend. I'm like, you're a celebrity. No, they're not. They're your friend. Control yourself. But back to my book. I turn in my thoughts to the young woman in North Carolina who got someone else's words tattooed on her forearm. No sin in a vacuum. In fact, a commonplace occurrence. But she claimed the words as her own. When she came across a certain poem, she really liked the phrase, something about spitting teeth into a sink. She took to it. She thought it was a metaphor. It became a metaphor in her submission and under her skin. But like a toy collector, she kept it in its original packaging, which made it easy for the presumably veneered original poet to note and prosecute the theft. In the interest of full disclosure, I too have had a recent incident involving the literal spitting of a broken tooth into a functioning but not pristine sink. That was my own fault. It's the cresting of a new century of bad habits, so it doesn't have the emotional resonance I need for it to be useful imagery. I'm sure you agree. I do have some brotherly advice for the young woman from North Carolina. If you must steal, if you cannot refrain from it, choose something more useful than trauma to take. I don't know, take a bicycle. Take something you can enjoy. Go to the Target, to the large canisters of jelly beans. Proprietary, impossibly literal flavors, Dr. Pepper jelly beans, recursive sins dreamed by the candy floss devil. Slowly trigger the release lever and let between 8 and 12 lumps of sugar fall noiselessly into your hand. And shove them down your gullet like the contraband they technically are. Repeat as needed. I go to the Target now and see the jelly beans in their unsatisfactory plastic packaging of, at an eyeball guess, about 2.5 servings, and I know that I've made a difference in them. But I had to leave that life behind me. I reached a breaking point, and then a broken point, and the swell in my heart from my bite-sized theft migrated through my gums. I'm sorry for making this about myself, young woman from North Carolina, and I want you to please believe me when I say that I mean no harm. I am not here to quote tweet you dismissively for street cred, pushing down on the social media Skinner box for my treat. But if you're really intent on spitting teeth, and if you now share everyone's distrust of you around metaphor, follow the path I have paved. We'll have you in the big chair soon enough, under the eyes of a paternal and forgiving dentist, scraping the rot off the way prayer is supposed to. And we come, at last, some might say, we come to the cover poem. Tonight, I'm going to read Don't Bother the Earth Spirit by Joy Harjo. Don't bother the Earth Spirit who lives here. She is working on a story. It is the oldest story in the world, and it is delicate. change you. If she sees you watching, she will invite you in for coffee, give you warm bread, and you will be obligated to stay and listen. But this is no ordinary story. You will have to endure earthquakes, lightning, the deaths of all those you love, the most blinding beauty. It's a story so compelling, you may never want to leave. This is how she traps you. See that stone finger over there? That is the only one who ever escaped.
Yeah, right on, man. With that gesture, he has performed alchemy. He is gathering the sign with all the places you can find him, which is right there. What's going on, man?
All right, let's see. We got Instagram, Kit Ran Away, Twitter, Kit Talk Sports, Goodreads, where I write reviews shortly after I finish something. Very quick turnaround. Kofi.com/KitRen. A lot of fun and cool essays about American football. The thing I like despite my better nature. It's easy enough to find me on Facebook. You can shoot me an email or drop something in the tip jar through either Kofi or PayPal. They both have tip mechanisms. And again, spreading the word of Tumble Words. Like I mentioned, Rachel Cachete will be presenting this week for the 100,000 Poets for Change, an event about the coexistence of writing and activism. The week after that, Shocky Grant, a poet from Pittsburgh who's been reading with us for a few months, is going to have a workshop called Get Out of Your Head. That's all I'll do now. I won't do the Donna thing of giving you the schedule till December, although we do have a schedule till December. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Kit. And once again, I do want to remind you guys that next week he will be our guest host for the night.
I knew I forgot something.
Oh, what's up? Go for it.
No, I was just telling you, I'm going to. That was the thing I forgot. Is I forgot that I'm hosting this next week. So I'll be in a nice clean shirt and everything, not even a jersey.
I mean, you're welcome to wear whatever you'd like. Yo, here at the open mic, feel free to feel free. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Kit will be hosting next week. I'll be running maybe more of the live stream and tech side of things. So good to have you. So again, if you're watching and you are an EPCC, did I say enough C's? I forget sometimes. If you're an EPCC student, yo, shoot me a message. You can find me on Instagram at Deadwall Reveries. And if you go there, there's actually a link to my email in the contact info. Send me an info. Tell me that you checked out the open mic. I just want to make sure you guys were listening and checking out performers. We still have plenty of awesome people left. In fact, I'll wait till we get there. But we're gonna go to Washington D.C. and say hello to our friend, Mr. Ed Poetastic, because we know him. It's Mr. Eddie P. You down with Eddie P?
You know me.
All
Woo!
right, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, my brother, for another one with words like thunder. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone ready for some fun on the moon, the sun. Good. The fun is yet to begun. My name is Ed Potastical. I feel fantastic. Please give me the time to enjoy my rhyme for all sublime. I got 3 pieces, so you know I'm going to rhyme. The first piece is called The Bullets of War. I have a bullet for your name. My heart yearns from your demise. You're to blame for my flame. I'm going to kill you down to size. Why do I mercilessly hate you? It's because you're my enemy. It's foggy hate without clear views. My dark rage has no sympathy. I slowly reload my steel gun. My fingers covered in angry bees. My shadow covered the sun. Run away, please. There goes one of your eyes. You loudly bellowed, why? You fallen, but your blood rise. You kept going. I whimper with a sigh. There goes one of your arms. You're my prey, but please go far away. You're disarmed, but I still mean you harm. What can I say that went underway? There goes one of your legs. The pain must be unbearable. It sounds like cracked eggs. What's next is inconceivable. There goes your head. I forget what you said. Oh, right. I hope you eat lead. The frigid ground's your bed. The roses oozed and spread. There goes one of your hands. You are just a man. I feel you, but I try not to understand. Now you're nameless, buried in dirt and sand. I hear your cries in my head. I wish it was me than you. I loudly dread for the future up ahead. What can I live or hope to do? There are no winners in wars, more losses and no gains. There's no restores or scores. Please no more pain or life as remains. Do I really need to explain? Thank you. Got another one. This is called Country Lovin'. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home to country roads. All my memories get around her. Modern lady, strange to blow waters, dark and dusty, paint on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, the teardrops in my eye. Every time I look up, I see her in the sky. Country roads, earthly freedom rise. The clear wind beneath my concrete wings. The radiant song still whimsy sings. Country roads, take me home, right out of this artificial dome. Take me to bluer skies and darkest nights. Lead me to the landmarks and earthly sights. The free gales blowing through my hair, going off to a new spontaneous adventure, watching the birds and deer's docile stares. Mother Nature's bliss I want to capture and recapture. Strong tires hitting the rugged concrete, eyes looking at organic towers and steel signs, quickly eating while I'm glued in my seat, observing nature blooming a surreal design. Country roads, how I love and adore you. Nostalgic memories stuck to me like glue, laying on top of green moving grass, diving in a lake, making a big refreshing splash. Fishing in a vast crystal sparkling blue, hooking a scaly, dancing and shiny treat, grilling it with a hearty and warming stew, eating, chatting, and thinking around the heat. Country roads, thank you so much for your rocky peaks and soft blues, even for the unpredictable wild punch. Let's not forget the magnificent views. Country roads, please don't fade. My legends scribble across your face, markings nestled around your cascade. Lessons in place to be forever seated in your grand grace. Thank you. I got one more. This is called I'll Be There For You. I'll be there for you when rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you because you're there for me too. Thank you for being my love. Thank you for bringing me support. Thank you for bringing me memories. Thank you for bringing me adventures. Thank you for bringing me backbone. Thank you for bringing me wisdom. Thank you for bringing me sarcasm. Thank you for bringing me meaning. Thank you for bringing me joy. Thank you for bringing me empathy. Thank you for bringing me understanding. Thank you for bringing me love. Thank you for bringing me laughs. Thank you for bringing me helping hands. Thank you for bringing me energy. Thank you for finding a friend in me. Thank you so much. Remember, I'll be there for you, but you're there for me too. Thank you.
No. Ed. Thank you. Awesome. Ed Potastic, what is up? How can our lovely people watching online keep up with all that you do online?
Well, you know, I do what I do because I want people to come on through. So please, if you can please come to this open mic that makes our Monday such a delight in every spotlight. Woo! But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Eddie from 92. Remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my fantastic insight. If you send me a request, if you take guests, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, positive, and blessed, and never stop spewing or singing the wonderful words outside of your chest, and now stop being, thinking, and dressing your best.
Wonderful, man. Ed, everyone. Ed, poetastic, spinning fantastic. And as he clearly attested, you don't have to wait for karaoke night to do karaoke. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ed, thank you, man. You were Eddie Money.
Woo!
All right, man. So we got a couple more performers left, and really excited because she's going to be reading from her collection this coming Wednesday at the college. A little preview I have in my hands. In fact, this is actually on deck for my next book of poems to read. I'm currently reading Aldo Amparan's collection, Brothers Sleep, for the podcast that I run. But yes, I'm looking forward to reading it and wrapping myself in the raincoat. But for now, she gave me the biggest case of FOMO spending time in New York. So I'm just going to go ahead and introduce her and let her work her magic. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage, Patty. What's going on?
Yo, it's been a while. All right. I'm just gonna do the depressing train all over again. 2 pieces. I'm gonna read one from the book. It's titled Headspace. I found myself in the hollowness of echoing hallways, tiptoeing around the cemented edges, hoping, praying the hammering in my mind would not repeat in the sound that followed with each step I took. I took with me a candle, the wick untouched, unlit, for in the presence of light is when shadows exist. I could not tell you the last time I heard my voice speak. Could dust lay itself in the carcass of a lung who knew not what breathing truly meant? Could air escape if it was never breathed? I closed my eyes in the dark to avoid seeing darkness, ran into wall after wall, marking bruises on bruises, crawling down to my knees to lower to a height I couldn't claim. If I've always known the same location, how could I possibly explain how incredibly lost I am? Okay, and then second piece. I feel as if, no, I am inadequate. And I pause, not for the broken window shade to falsely creep a ray of warmth within, but to instill the absolute validation of great chaos with unruffled curtains at a glance. Let me just say it, I'm sad. But really what you hear is at this moment in time is just plagued with a blot of darkness. But really the entirety of each and every single day bleeds itself soap-filled, tile-stained, bone-rotting darkness. The kind that chains itself, not to link yourself between wrists, but captures each floating vessel within the stream of your veins to not await any single possibility of air-filling lungs. See, when I say I know sad, I mean it whisked me away one evening night and chastity belted itself to the frame of my bones so I won't feel any other lover but itself. What I mean is any exchange of a conversation requires a scroll of a to-do list with invisible ink, but with the weight of 20 cinder blocks towered. So when I say I'm sad, what I really mean is the abbreviation of my initials are so indented into the pages that when you run your fingers across it, that's the closest you'll ever feel my actual being. You won't ever know me, not without the poisonous wastes of sad, not without the puppet-like strings bowed into the corners of my lips, conducted not by my request, but by the ever-changing backdrop of a sky who truly isn't blue. But if darkness lays within, what does the night sky truly consist of? What's left to paint it with? And that's it.
Yes, finger guns. Patty, awesome. Anything you'd like to promote right now as well?
I should be promoting a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm horrible at marketing. I was at the New York Poetry Fest this past weekend, so that's awesome. I'll be at EPCC on Wednesday from 12 to 2, I believe.
11 to 1.
Oh, sorry, 11 to 1. 11 to 1 at APCC. Thank you, sir. I have a book and I have a website, pattyspoetry.com, and you can follow me at pattys_poetic_life. Got it.
Yeah, awesome. You got it down. That's the elevator pitch. All right. Yes, worth following for sure. And I'm looking forward to that reading so much. Come through, students, if you're at Rio Grande campus. And actually, Papagayo is open to anyone, people in the community. It's really funny. I performed last week, and we're such a contrast in styles that my colleague Jorge even introduced it like that. So I'm looking forward to the sadness on Wednesday. We all could use a little bit of it to recognize it in ourselves, you know? Okay. Dang, I was gonna mention something else, but I forgot. If you're in El Paso, check out open mic. We have an open mic this Friday at Craft Rhythm and Brews. Also, hey, I work with my homies who are in New York City. They run a thing called the Jazz Exchange, and they perform shows all over the boroughs and New Jersey, and they're from El Paso and Juarez, and so we do secret shows here in El Paso as well. So if you are in El Paso and you want to catch some really great live music, we do have a secret show this Sunday, and we do have tickets available. So if you're interested, again, you can find me on Instagram, and I have a link to purchase tickets in my bio. It's this Sunday, and I'll just say, the whole point of a secret show is, we're not going to tell you who it is, but I'll just say we have some world-class musicians taking the stage, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. The venue will be located in central El Paso. I can unveil that for now, but if you guys are interested in changing it up and trying something new, bring your friends, bring your family, bring a date. This Sunday, the Jazz Exchange. Again, you can find tickets on my bio. But we have a couple more performers, guys, and I guess I'll probably also jump in at some point as well. I've got some covers and a new piece that I'd like to share. But for now, we're going to go to Los Angeles, and it's time for a signature Tez Talk. That is right. We have Somok next on stage. What's going on, man? How's it going? Congrats on that publication. The hits just keep on coming, huh? Let's see.
Hold on, Richie. Let me turn everything back on.
For sure, my bad.
All right, I'm back on. Can you hear me?
For sure.
All right. So it looks like we got time. Do you mind if we revisit I'm trying to see if I finished the little coyote story.
For sure.
Can you enable me for sharing the play script?
It is done.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's give this a shot. All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
We're good? All right. So Coyote stumbles upon rights. Fade in. Exterior. Yahe Eheki Indian School, dusk. Yahe Eheki, or Paris, was the first Indian school in Southern California, named House of the Wind. Hakayotsi had already been there 2 years when it was started in 1890. That was the name his grandfather had given him before the men from the Indian Bureau of Affairs came to take him to the boarding school. Now his hair was short, his cowlick wouldn't settle to the right, to the left. He was wearing a dress, woolen trousers, long sleeve denim shirt, canvas vest, and very hard saddle shoes. The school now calls him Mateo Costo. He mentions to Anthony Lubo, another Cahuila boy, that it felt like they were wearing cholla cactus. It was late in the afternoon, and he had earned some rest time for doing all the chores and helping the superintendent, Mr. Myron H. Savage. He loosened his shoestrings to feel his feet. His feet were dangling from the too tall chair, and the writing top was looking like a good pillow to take a nap. As he put his head on top of his hands, he thought he saw a raven and a coyote arguing by the chaparral gully. With his face sideways, he kept looking out the window and remembering a story his grandfather would tell by the fire. Fade out, fade in, exterior chaparral gully night. Coyote finds himself gathering up some dried wood for the evening fire. He is struggling and complaining since there isn't thick wood amongst the sagebrush chaparral landscape that he inhabits. Raven lands on a whipping willow craggy branch. He sits there beaking a soft tough ball in his mouth. Coyote, well, are you gonna throw that fire starter down, or are you just gonna stoically watch me struggle with this sorry ass fire? Raven flutters its wings and descends, dropping the fluff of summer sweetgrass, flies back up to the branch, sits there, continues to watch Coyote start the fire. blinks very slowly, as with great effort. Coyote, you know, sometimes I wonder why I hang out with you. Raven fluffs its iridescent cape of dark feathers and bundles up again without blinking. Coyote, yeah, I know. We are two solitary mythic characters from ancient lore. What good is that for us tonight? We're hungry and cold. Coyote manages to strike up some sparks from Tekpat, the white flint stones he collected from the granite bed of the gully. Coyote, how do you like that for a lone, solitary mythic creature of the ancient world? You can see the small fire reflected from the blackness of Raven's eyes. He manages to squeeze out a single eye blink in concurrence. Coyote, I'm gonna take that as a sign of approval, you ancient, mythic, solitary creature of the canyon rims. As Coyote continues to feed the fire to get it strong and get the smoke from coming at him. So tell me, how was your day? Was it the usual endeavor of emancipatory moral and ethical lessons? Raven sinks his head into his feathery cloak. Yeah. Coyote, yeah, me too. The boring job of having to trick humans out of their self-boosterism. The road to the underworld is strewn with humans who convince themselves that they, and only they, have transcendental truth. But they didn't count on you and me, right? Raven begins to look away and Coyote notices. Raven seems to foreshadow something to come. Coyote, we are moral and ethical because we are concerned with the event. We offer choices in the richness of the possible and ethics, a politics of that decorporalization, deterritorialization, and contingency. We induce the choices from the pressure of linear causality and the pressure of circumstances for the irreversibility and re-singularization of the event. Raven distracts from looking away and lifts its head back and rolls its eyes. You and I are immediately included with the rest of creation of life. You see, the point is to see the interrelation between human and animal as a constitutive of the identity of each. We are relations of transformative or symbolic relationships to alter nature for each one. There is no milieu of human, non-human continuum. The chaparral begins to rustle, and from out of the shadows of the fire comes out a dark, amorphous figure. Coyote drops to a defensive stance, and Raven flutters its wings in agitation. Coyote, now, this is a gathering of lone mythical folk characters. Who may you be? Rights. Some folks call me Rights. I was traveling to the next uncivilized pack of nomads when I saw your fire, and I thought, I drop in, make sure civilization had made it here. Coyote, now listen here. The creator obligated Raven and the rest of the woodland four-legged and the two-winged and the viperhood to be all about emancipation. Rights. Be civil. My ambit is all about normative conceptions of morality. I stratify vertically. I aggregate hierarchically. Coyote relaxes and throws some more wood into the fire. Raven refluffs its cloak. Writes, I make points resonate together, even if they are diverse points of order, geographic, ethnic, linguistic, moral, economic, technologically. I resonate the town against or with the countryside. I stratify and vertical hierarchize aggregates that span horizontal lines and dimensions of death. If necessary, I cut off relations which escape homogeneity. Writes, decides to take a seat and continues his introduction. Coyote and Raven look with a, who invited you disbelief? Writes, I resonate the zones of recurrence. I isolate, even exerting stricter controls over relations. And what remains, you see, I don't jump in the middle, but on top. Only way to recombine isolates is through subordination. Coyote and Raven look at each other in dismay, signaling to each other with a, how do we get rid of this fool? Look. Coyote. Now Raven and I will humor you, but like the Dene elders say, till the smoke runs out of these logs, right? I'm here offering a way off the land. I'm bringing a bag full of glass beads of new normative principles of freedom and entitlements. My new cartography will deliver new social arrangements, nation, state, Oedipal family structure, and tribalized corporations. Imagine having new perennial moral and natural rights. Coyote yelps and slaps his thighs. Coyote, Raven, don't we already have them freedoms? Right? Yeah, but do you have contingent legal civil rights? Rights bestowed through personhood of the nation state? You will be endowed with inalienable positive and negative rights, freedoms, negative rights where you will not be subjected to something, the right not to be submitted to random searches, the right not to be asked for identification, freedom from. You will have positive rights, the right to something, the right to water, the right to housing, the right to free healthcare. These rights are normative and universal implicitly in all. This is the paradox of equality, which we won't bother for now. Coyote was starting to roll on the floor. He couldn't contain the bad salesmanship. Coyote. Well, it makes no sense. If these are a priori to the nation state, doesn't it imply we already have them? You're saying that without the nation state, there is no one to enforce them? As a contingent being on the strata of the earth, I make claims to moral natural rights, but your abstract categorical logic of identity, anthropomorphic eschatology, self-identity, transcendental and corporeal transformations at the mythic level by other means, Mr. Clausewitz. But are we already subjects who reason a priori, intuitions of time and place? Rights begins to show agitation. He's not getting concurrence. Rights. This is the modern world requiring modern thoughts regulated across, simultaneously serving to regulate unity, totality, and to integrate categories of human experience, property, body, expression, sexuality, social categories, workers, women, children, free movement, public presentation, gender expressions, creating them to resonate together. Don't you love that? Coyote. You're looking to sell a fantasy of abstract discourse with a timeless foundation with universal claims. Somehow you feel that legal civil rights versus moral natural rights are connected to the very thing you want to liberate us from, the land and time. Rights. Seems to ignore Coyote's counterattack. Right? The subject, the individual is a free subject who is responsible before the world. It is the greatest invention of modern thought by becoming human, self-mastery by means of reason, morality, and law. Thus, human imposes domination over nature and the world. Coyote and Raven open their eyes in shock. Coyote. Your rights always towards uniformity of enunciation, a unification of the substance of expression and control over statements. We lose our radical practice of inventiveness and creativity of becoming other together. I don't have to always be transcendent other. We abandon organic ethics for prescripted ones. Coyote pauses at the consequences of the sales pitch. Coyote, you're saying that this freedom we experience on the landscape is not natural. It has to be naturalized by your proposal, requires enlighten humanism as a regulatory apparatus for your promised abstract rights with its constraints upon oneself and others. Coyote and Raven stare at each other for an extended period, and Coyote looks back upon the fire. Your proposal changes us from peers to relations of dependence, both between owners, contracts, and between owned and owners of conventions, parallel or replace community relations or relations based on one's public function. A new domain is created to organize conjunct. This is a newborn regime of science that privileges signifiers that become imperial. This process overcomes the imperial signifier for the process of subjectification, replacing the societies of machinic enslavement for regimes of social subjectification. They proscribe topical conjunctions beyond the concilium and the fiscus of the Roman Empire. Coyote is very troubled by Wright's proposal. Wright's take for itself the claim of violence, capturing while simultaneously constituting a right of capture where there was none. Right. We are merely civilizing missions through the humanist, universalist declarations, charter, and bills of rights that follow each revolution in the service of empire, justifying enslavement, atrocities, even annihilations of a strategy whereby the savage other is brought into the fold of liberal enlightenment humanity. Coyote, we're almost there, folks. What rights does well? Your rights does well is to what it does well is to separate humans from animals. Rights turn real people into abstract ciphers. The cipher of the declarations has no history or tradition, gender or sexuality, color or ethnicity, those elements that make one real. All content is sacrificed at the altar of abstract humanity. This conceals the real subject, an all too human, wealthy, white, heterosexual male bourgeois standing in for universal humanity, who combines the dignity of humanity with the privilege of the elite. The tension begins to rise at the fireplace, Coyote. Dominion will defend negative rights for itself as its interest at the expense of individual groups, but the burden on the individual groups to bear the cost of positive rights. It's not fair, right? A small price for concentrating power and to be able to enforce rights and to promote choices, Coyote. Your rights transform desire into demands, but only through the regime of signification and through approved status speech, right? You're totally misunderstanding our political program, Coyote. What you're promoting are bigger cages, radical incrementalism, but for animals remains in the paradigm of legitimate use, exploitation of other animals, where rights argues for a no cages approach overturn the paradox of recognition for myself as an animal. Cages or bigger cages doesn't inspire. The embers and the wood were starting to fade and very little smoke is coming out of the dying embers. Coyote was running out of words. I don't want to be your institutional signifier for some athletic team. Don't want to be a cipher in your code name in your wars, nor a moral narrator in your fairylands or Aesop narrations. Raven and I renounce your similes and metaphors or representations. Don't offend anymore. Do not even name us. Even Raven finally mastered enough force to concur with Coyote. Raven, never more. A very loud thunder was heard and all fade to black, fade out. This is the last scene. Interior, Yahe Heki Indian School. Moments later, the school superintendent, Mr. Savage, was slapping his ruler on the desk that Hekayotsi woke up, and he woke up startled and spooked. Mr. Savage, were you dreaming? Hekayotzi. Sorry, Mr. Savage. I took a nap on my urn recess. I was dreaming a coyote and raven story my grandfather used to tell me by the fireside, Mr. Savage. You need to forget those Indian ways. This is the modern world. Now you have rights. Fade out.
Oh, damn. You named him Mr. Savage.
By the way, that was his real name, Myron H. Savage.
Okay, man. Whew, that was it, man. I'm gonna be very mindful next time I come across a raven coyote in conversation by fireside in the desert. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So how are we doing on time? I do have a song.
We're good. At this point, you're just opening for Dan, so feel free to share some music.
Yeah. Let me stop sharing, and then I will switch over to original sound, and then. Wow, that was something else.
You're just short now of creating your own original soundtrack, of course, to go with our conversation, and I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be a unique element.
I don't know. What do you think of that story, Richie?
I appreciate it. I think you should send it to me, and I'd love to read it at my own pace.
Okay, here we go. Kit, prep your Shazam. Shadows grow so long before my eyes, and they're moving across the page. Suddenly the day turns into night, far away from the city. But don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Oops, that's the wrong way. Ooh, baby, I love your way. Wanna tell you I love your way. Wanna be with you night and day. Moon appears to shine and light the sky with the help of some firefly. Wonder how they have the power to shine, 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 shine. I can see them under the pine, but don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Ooh, baby, I love your way. Wanna tell you I love your way. stalking islands in the sun. I wish I could buy one out of season, but don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Ooh, baby, I love your way. Wanna tell you I love your way. Wanna be with you night and day.
All right, man. What are they? You're getting requests in the chat.
Huh?
You're getting requests in the chat,
Oh,
including some from Kit to say just who says stop.
please
No, I'm
stop.
kidding.
Please stop.
No, he didn't say that in as many words. But yo, what do you got going on? How do you how can
Well,
people find you online?
I have some really interesting news that I was shocked. I got an email the other day, and the person who was going to represent Chicanos in the Mexican poetry slam backed out. So I'm the backup. So it looks like I'm going to be representing in Mexico for the Nationals.
Oh damn! Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
I know. I was like, damn, man, I need some of the Bob prosody teachings, you know?
It was within you the whole time.
Wow, that was that was an interesting story.
I do appreciate it. Yeah, that's cool. I always like moments, think pieces like that. A lot to take in, of course.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have a little bit of cleaning up, and then I'll send it to you, Richie.
Excellent.
Thank
So,
you, guys.
and of course, people Gaseous 2019 on Facebook as well as Instagram,
Yep.
and then Pandemic Poets as well.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Cool. Oh, why is it doing that? That's so weird. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, I think I have my settings where you can only see people's whose screens are on. So there are more people here, but they're hiding. They're eating, they're napping, whatever. But we got some peeps here with us. But you probably just saw like whoever had their screen turned on. But I don't know why it's doing that. Zoom's been acting up. Speaking of acting up, right? Okay, so as is tradition, we like to end these shows with a figure like none other. And today he's coming with a very interesting sound. His computer is doing a remix, I think. So without further ado, let's welcome the one, the only Dan the Man. What is going on, sir? Go and take it away. It's all you.
All right, thanks a lot, Richie. Appreciate it. Well, thank you, everybody. As you know, I just got back home since late Monday night, well, early Tuesday morning, and I got my cousin home, and then here I took a little nap, and then went early for the Get Fit Nutrition and a couple other things, and not long before I went to the Mona Bar for yet another open mic. But I had a wonderful time, and heads up, I just uploaded my Right Grip blog that was filmed last Friday, but had a little setback. I think my computer's a little effed up right.
That was perfect timing. Yes. Quick, someone come up with a Dan the Man poem. No? Okay, I think he
Did you freeze him or what?
froze.
It's just not our doing. This is
Well then.
right
in
as he
that-
said his computer was effing up.
No, that's why I said it was perfect timing.
Yeah, it took it personally.
So we do have a joke that we end the nights with Dan, and if he's not here, then we can't end the show. So now this is a filibuster. If you want to sign up for round 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, we'll be here until, well, whenever Dan gets back and finishes. Until he gets back and finishes, we're held hostage to the moment. I'm kidding. The show must go on. So if Dan is doing what I think he's doing, he's probably resetting his computer and stuff. So I'll go ahead. He's back in. Okay.
I thought he was inflating a tire.
There he is.
Here you go.
What up, Dan? You're back.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Telling you,
Probably
man.
not your fault. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Sorry about
The
that.
last thing we heard was your computer was effing up, and then it demonstrated that.
Yeah. Okay.
So just go on from there.
Here it is. Words of love. Piropos. Romantic Saints from Mexico. Well, okay. I'm gonna read a couple of things. Oh, first, let me try a little freestyling. Can't believe we're in the 9th month. Yeah, what a bit of bunt. And you know what I'm saying? A little humped. Well, I don't know how to tremble, but we had to reassemble. We had to reassemble and always like assemble. Yeah, what do you think? Well, yeah, we're in we're in the 9th month of September.
Welp. This is a bit. It has to be a bit.
Day, wake me up when September ends. Yep, we're in the month of September, and yeah, looks like we're asleep. And now, guys, gotta wake me up when September ends. Yeah, still September. A little rhyme and poetry right there. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of I'm sorry. All right, there we go. I'm gonna do a little couple of words of love. Romantic Saints in Mexico. Okay, here it is. All right. Cuidado de mujer que no hable y de perro que no ladre. Watch out for a woman who doesn't talk and a dog that doesn't bark. Nice. En el mar se ha caído un alfiler. El día que tú lo encuentres, te dejaré de querer. A pin has fallen in the ocean, far from shore. The day you find it, I will love you no more. Amor por interés se asaba en un dos por tres. Love for financial gain, it's over in a trice. El matrimonio no es graciosa vida, sino apasionada entrega. Marriage is not a graceful evasion, but rather a passionate surrender. Okay, let me do 3 more and we'll call it a night. Okay. Amor de loca y vino de frasco. De noche gusta y en la mañana es chasco. Wine straight from a bottle and wild loving are enjoyed at night, but bring regret by daylight. Yep. Amor no mira linaje, ni fe, ni pleito, ni homenaje. Sorry. Love is blind to lineage, faith, feuds, and praise. Okay. All right, here's one more. Qué bonito es lo bonito, lastima que se pecado. How pretty is pretty, too bad it's a sin. End quote. Okay, so there are a few English and Spanish romantic words. Yeah, that's damn, it's stupid light. I'm sorry. Words of love, piropos. Yep. Romantic Saints from New Mexico by Carlos Zarepska. Okay, what do y'all think? Richie?
Hey, what's up?
Well, what do y'all think?
Oh, you can't see me giving you the thumbs up?
Oh, no. Well, thank you, though. Okay.
I think we got it, man. I think we're good.
Mm-hmm. Where is it? Hold on a sec. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I said, yeah, read it and weep it. And yeah. Oh, thank you, Ron. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm catching up on Instagram. I'm still behind on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, but find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. So, all right. And for those of you who has not yet seen my 8-year anniversary, I'll try to leave the links on the groups. See if you guys missed out on it. So, yeah. So. All right, guys. Okay, thank you very much. I'll hope to see you guys back here next Monday. So, all right, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
Well, the contrarian in me is always going to say no, never, not until I've had my piece, and I've shared it as well. So, in that case, let me go ahead and spotlight myself. Yo, what is up? So, everyone who's still here, thank you so much. Again, we do this every Monday. If you're tuned in for the first time, hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, if you are an APCC student, shoot me a message. That wherever is on Instagram, or you can go there and there is a link in my profile. You can just find me online if you look up my name, pretty much. Send me an email and I will send you that code so you can get credit for attending this event. And how lovely it was to not have to even drive anywhere, right? From the comfort of your own home. So I'm going to close the night with an original piece and a couple of covers. This is an original piece I wrote. It's new shit, I guess. And it's a tag team piece. I recently reconnected with a friend. And, this is what you do when you're poets at a bar. You co-author, I was going to say co-parent the poem, but we did birth it. This is, it's untitled, but I want to open up with this one just so I could try. And, oh, damn, you know what? I've done this whole show without my computer connected, and it's about to die. So, I got this. Give me a quick second. This is a song that never ends. There you go. So I'm plugged in, connected. This is one of those new MacBooks and it has like amazing battery life. So sometimes I just forget to use my charger. But yeah, this time it was about to die. So anyway, yeah, new piece. I'll let you guys be the, see what you think. Again, this is pretty much, we played a little bit of Exquisite Corpse where we just took turns adding lines, adding images. The sunlight cascaded off your shoulder, reminiscent of the untouchable. Golden bloomings humming the ecstasy of pursuit, punctuated past perfectionisms. Growing lust like lush, lingering in the hollow doorways of the mind, vined and tethered, straining toward, yearning toward, forward, frantic, frenetic, fantastic, untamed, and ready for change, hurtling into the effervescent unknown. All right, quick piece. Probably do some editing on that. I wrote an review. Last Sunday, I performed at my friend Diego Robot's art show opening. He has a new spot and he just painted the whole place. He turned a refrigerator into an entrance. Sound familiar? A little meow wolf. Really cool stuff. So I invited some performers to join me. And I just recently uploaded a video of my performance on Instagram. So check that out. I'm gonna end with these cover poems, just because I'm just trying to get my practice in. This one is once again from Jose Olivares out of Chicago. This is from his collection Citizen Illegal, and this one's called "My Therapist Says Make Friends with Your Monsters." We are gathered in truth because my therapist said it was time to stop running, and I pay my therapist too much to be wrong. So I am here. My monsters look almost human in the sterile office light. My monsters say they want to be friends. I remember when we first met, me and my monsters, I remember the moment I planted each one. Each time I tried to shed a piece of myself, it grew into a monster. Take this one with the collar of belly fat, the monster called Chubby, Husky, Gordito. I climbed out of that skin as fast as I could, only to see some spirit give it legs. I ran, and it never stopped chasing me. Each new humiliation coming to life and following after me, a long procession of sad monsters, each monster hungry to drag me back, to return me to the dirt I came from. Ashes to ashes, fat boy to fat, my monsters crowd around me. My therapist says I can't make the monsters disappear, no matter how much I pay her. All she can do is bring them into the room so I can get to know them, so I can learn their names, so I can see clearly their toothless mouths, their empty hands, their pleading eyes. All right. All right. Last one. This is from the homeboy, Joser Guerrero. He's originally from El Paso Juarez area. He's been living in Denver, I believe, for a good while. And he does spoken word, poetry slam. And probably one of his most famous pieces went viral. It's called Frats. So you may have heard it. To the fraternities and sororities who mock my culture with their themed parties. Your skin tone has never bothered me. It's the way you wore it around your neck like a whip that pissed me off. You spoke without any mitigation or remorse for my people. You never had to. In your eyes, we've always been the janitors or land keepers. When I walked into your party and you asked me where my sombrero was, you awakened the Zapatista inside me. It's a BYOB party, bro. Bring your own burrito. Suddenly, my hunger for his blood awakened. Use his sangre as chile for my tacos de asada, a real Mexican dish. I was angrier than a cholo on anklet bracelet. I wanted to cut his ass and sacrifice him to the gods of Tlatelolco. But the offering would have been insulting, and quite frankly, violence still haunts my family's history, so I choose not to practice it. When your tongue is carved from obsidian stone, you know your words can be sharper than daggers. So I spoke instead in the voice of Emiliano Zapata. Este imbécil no merece vestir el uniforme de un guerrero mexicano. This imbecile does not deserve to wear the uniform of a Mexican warrior. So I took the burrito from his hand and I snatched my grandfather's sombrero from his girlfriend's head. Didn't your mother teach you to respect the dead, the dead, the dead cold? And you asked me to retrieve their belongings. So I'll take my grandma's feathers and my little sister's moccasins. My mama taught me to ask before taking things that did not belong to me. And just in case you have forgotten, we do not belong to you. Our prized possessions are not props for misinterpretations of Indian parties. Your racist mascot in disguise dressed in brownface in the name of diversity. May Tonto haunt you and Johnny Depp's ass. Hey, bro, we're just trying to celebrate your culture over a few drinks. No one needs you fumbling drinks over our things. Enough alcohol has been spilled onto the pages of all my people's history already. Now, go on, you little punk, and tell all your little bros, this is what happens when I let the Mexican out. That is Jose Guerrero. It's really fun to see him perform it live. And yeah, I didn't perform it with enough anger, to be honest. But I do want to thank everyone once again for joining us, and check this out. Yeah, with that cue, you hear that? We are ready to once again close out tonight. Thanks to everyone who participated, everyone who listened. Again, my name is Rich. You can find me on Instagram, Deadwall Reveries. There you can find all the other links to other things. We'll be back next Monday. Check us out live. Just spreading love in the world, guys. That's all we gotta do. You know, creating community, collaborating. It's our safety net, you know. BWOMS in La Casa for the live stream. We will see you next Monday. As always, some of us are gonna hang out in the Zoom. If you ever want to do that, you are more than welcome into the room. All you have to do is just click on the link in the sign-up sheet. There you go. That's a tip for you guys. Live stream.